Well, Mark Ross is Epigram and Burst Radio correspondent in Boulogne-sur-Mer, joins us now. Mark, you're a year abroad student in France. Which visa do you have to study there at the moment, and how difficult is it, Brexit-wise, to work and study in France from the UK?
I've got the long stay visa, which is from the British Embassy in Edinburgh. And it's a lot difficult than it would have been had we not voted to leave the European Union. The whole process for me took about a month to get the visa. It's an absolute hassle, but now I've got it, it's not too bad. But I know people that have had to, renew their visa twice, depending on if they're working 2 jobs during their year abroad. So yeah, it's a lot more difficult than it could have been had we not voted to leave the EU.
Okay, all eyes on the presidential election to go. Will the incumbent President Macron hold on for a second term, or are we going to see the likes of Valérie Pécresse for the Republicans challenge his position?
Yeah, well, the polls certainly have him like 6 or 7 points ahead, and I think he will retain the presidency, which is quite impressive, especially in a country that kind of prides itself on being hard to govern. So yeah, I think the polls are in his favour at the moment.
All right. Well, what does it mean for students, though? It's clearly hugely important for France, for Europe, and for the world. But for the student sphere particularly, what impact the potential outcome is going to have?
Yeah, it's a good question. It's hard to know. I think if Macron wins, not much is going to change. I think although he's had spats with the UK, he's quite a diplomatic man, and that the sensibilities will prevail. But depending on what other candidate could potentially win, I think there could be a few consequences depending on who takes power.
Okay, Mark, thank you very much for joining us. Mark Ross, Epigram and Burst Radio's correspondent.